Hey, how's it going? I wanted to answer a question here that I get frequently, and that question is, what kind of ROI can I expect from Pinterest? A lot of people, and I think this is just something that is common across the board, is they don't want to invest time or money into something unless they feel like there is some kind of guarantee of a return. But the truth is that the amount of return that you get on anything depends on the amount that you put into it, right? So whatever effort you put into something is probably what you're going to get out of it. So the real question is not, what kind of return am I going to get for my investment with marketing on Pinterest, my products, or whatever it is that you are marketing over there, your brand? The real question is, how much are you willing to invest of your time, or if you don't have the time, your money, to turn that over to someone else to manage that for you? That's the real question, because that is what's going to determine your complete ROI, your return on investment, no matter what it is that you are doing or working on. So when people ask me, what would be the ROI of this? To me, it's almost like they're avoiding what the real question is, well, how much time are you willing to invest into this? How much money are you willing to invest in someone else doing this for you if you don't have the time? What is it that you are willing to do to put into this in order to get a return coming back? Because I will guarantee that you will get a return, but it's going to be based on what is put into it in the first place. So there is no guarantee other than whatever you are actually going to do consistently. So the guarantee of your return is attached to what are you able and willing to do consistently on a regular basis on Pinterest. Now, here is something that is really thought-provoking and really cool that I had found today that I wanted to share with you. I was just doing some research, and I do continuous SEO research for our clients. That's what we do best. We love to do search engine optimization in Pinterest, and then we also pair that up, Pinterest with Google, so that we can actually take some boards and place them in Google search page one results in many ways. So when I was doing this research, I was fascinated with this comment that I found that was posted in a group and a board by someone in their experience. And they were doing some SEO research, and they were thinking about this further of, how this would affect their SEO overall. So I thought this was really cool, because this is a testimony of the results that you can put into it with even just some effort for a short period of time. Even if it's not going, you don't do this for years and years and years, which I would highly advise, but even it's worth it for a short period, because pins have the lifespan of years. And that's been reported over and over and over again. If you go on to Pinterest, you'll see pins that are from several years ago. The oldest pin that I have found so far is back from 2012. And that's amazing to me, because the smart feed was not added, or the search engine is what that is in Pinterest, was not added until 2014. So the fact that I can still find a pin in the search engine from way back in 2012, when Pinterest came onto the scene in 2011, is amazing to me, of how many years that pin is still going strong, well before the search engine was even added into the total functionality of Pinterest. The smart feed wasn't born until 2014. So that just amazes me. So here's what they said. They said, first of all, I know that all the links which come from Pinterest are no follow. So this is in the context of trying to learn about backlinks, and can I get backlinks from Pinterest that is going over to their website. However, about 4 years ago, we made a campaign to Pinterest for one of the websites we were managing. Although the thing was going well, we had to stop it for various reasons. So they did a campaign, they did a bunch of pinning for a period of time, and then they had to stop. Here it says, though, this is a part that you want to really focus on and pay attention to. Right now, 4 years later, this thing has grown big without any move for us. All these years, our pins, which were great in many aspects, were continuously repinned. This has led to the point where the Google Search Console is reporting that about 500,000 links are linking to our website from Pinterest. So this is fascinating that 4 years later, they didn't do anything. And I found that's how I discovered the power behind Pinterest. Is the same thing happened to me as I was writing on a blog, and I found Pinterest traffic coming in through Google Analytics, but I did absolutely zero. I did nothing in Pinterest. And these other people who were reading these blog posts, they were pinning the stuff out on Pinterest. And that's how I discovered that, and discovered how much of that traffic was coming in. So the people who were the readers, they were actually the ones that were doing all of my marketing for me, because I was doing zero at that point. And that's exactly what happened. So I was getting all this traffic coming in, and I thought, why? Because I'm doing nothing. So that can definitely happen. But here they actually put a lot of time and effort into it for a short period of time, and it was an excellent investment of their time and of their effort, because it's still going strong 4 years later. Now, I don't know about you, but I am unaware of any other resource that can do that for you other than Google. And even Google has a time where it's going to wear out for you SEO wise, unless you go back in and update your product pages with better keywords. Maybe you need to update your blog posts, or maybe you need to write some new ones, or create some new stuff, create some new content to target those keywords, and then you'll start to rank back up in Google. Otherwise, if you don't and you let it get too old, it will start to slip down, and someone else who has better content, better product pages, they're going to start ranking up in Google, and you're going to keep sliding down in the Google search pages. So even at that, you have to keep your stuff updated for the Google search engine. But with Pinterest, this search engine is different. It's based on the visual aspect of the pins. And if people really love your pins, they're going to keep repinning it. That means that more people will see it, and then those people will repin it. And it's just this cycle that just keeps going and going and going. And I really honestly don't know of any other platform out there that has that capability, where if you are willing to commit yourself to putting in a lot of dedicated time and attention into your Pinterest marketing for your brand, for your business, the return on that investment is priceless, in my opinion, because your amount of time is going to be doubled, maybe tripled, and maybe even quadrupled. It's very, very difficult to predict, but this is what I hear continuously, is with people saying 4 years later, it's still going strong, and they have done nothing more inside of Pinterest. Now, can you imagine what it would be like today if they would have kept pinning for the last 4 years? If that would have just kept happening and happening and happening, the return on their investment would just blow everybody out of the water. It would blow their competition out of the water. So I want to encourage you that when you get started, it can feel like you are moving through the mud a little bit, and it's hard to get the ball rolling. But once you get that ball rolling, you have that momentum, and it just keeps going, and it may not ever stop for you. In fact, it won't ever stop for you. So your return on your investment, in my opinion, is priceless. I don't think you could put a dollar amount to it, because this is going to go on for years and years and years. It may even outlive you. and will keep working for the business over and over and over as long as people keep engaging with your pins. So keep putting the time into what you're doing. Make this an investment decision that is prioritized. Why? Because you may not see something tomorrow. In fact, no one does for anything. There is no such thing as instant gratification in life and in business. Business is no different. You're not going to get instant gratification. But if you're willing to keep working and keep working and keep doing, you will see a return on your investment. And that return on your investment will keep compounding. So I don't know if you've ever read the book called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. It is one of my absolute favorite books. You have to pick that up and read it at some point. You have to. It will change your life. Okay, this is like that, where you invest your time, you invest your money, you invest whatever it is that you have into doing this, and the return will just keep compounding and compounding and compounding over time. So you may feel like, man, this is taking up so much of my time, or this is taking up so much of my money. Initially, yes. But 4 years from now, you're going to have a return on your investment, your initial investment of time and money, that will be remarkable. And you will be glad that you did it. The same is true when you invest your money in a place where it can grow some kind of interest. That interest will begin to reinvest. If you take that interest and keep reinvesting it, it's going to compound. And in 4 years, you may have a result of going from zero interest to all of a sudden your interest is compounded and you've got thousands of dollars that you didn't have before. If you would have never have made that initial investment 4 years ago, you wouldn't have that today. So you've got way more today than what you started with 4 years ago, and it was worth it. It was worth it, but it did take that time in order for you to get that investment. So sometimes you can get an investment maybe in a short period of time. That could be running ads. The problem with that is that as soon as you shut off those ads, boom, that your investment, your return on your investment is done, and you got to keep doing it over and over and over again. With Pinterest, you put in your initial investment into your business, and that will keep going for years and years and years. It does not shut off. It does not turn off. There is no switch that just switches off. It keeps going whether you want it to or not. So you may decide that you want to completely give up on it. And what I see with almost everyone is they want to see a return on their investment that is quick. They want a fast return on their investment. And then they say to themselves, well, I'm going to give it 3 months. And if I don't see a really big return on my investment within 3 months, then we're just going to quit. So they quit and they give up. And then maybe a year down the road, and they say, whoa, what happened here? Oh, all of that stuff that happened a year ago is now starting to have this huge return. And then they begin to have regrets. Well, man, if I would have kept going, the return on that initial investment would be even bigger. So don't be that person with a regret and stop and quit and give up. You will regret it later once you see down the road for many, many years this investment that gives you a return year after year after year after year. And it keeps growing and growing for you, and it's compounding. So definitely think of your time and your work and energy in your business and in your Pinterest marketing as compounding. Your return on your investment is compounding, but you got to give it time to compound, right? You don't put your money in an investment today and expect a 50% return on your investment tomorrow. That would be really, really dangerous kind of situation to do that. It would be way too high of risk. You would probably choose not to do that. But you might choose a different way to invest where you put some money in today, and over time, it will keep building and building and building, will give you that same return on investment, even though it takes longer, but it's less risky. There's not as much risk. You're probably not ever going to lose that. Whereas with the first investment, if you were to get a 50% return tomorrow, if you don't take that out immediately, you might lose it all. You might lose 100% of everything that you put into it, plus your 50% gain. You might lose it all the next day. That's called gambling. And that's where you got to be careful. You have to be careful that you don't treat your business like gambling, but instead you make some deliberate decisions based on results, based on statistics, based on everything that you have been learning and studying. And you say, you know what? We're going to go the long-term investment portfolio. And we're going to put our time and our effort into this for months and months and months. And it will be worth it because it's going to compound and we will get an even bigger return on our investment. And we're at less risk of losing anything. In fact, any kind of an investment that you do with your pins and your work in Pinterest, you will not lose at all. You will just keep getting better and better as you go, and you will keep getting back a bigger and bigger return that's going to compound as a result, because you will learn so much along the way in your journey that it will help you to navigate better and clear and make adjustments so that you get where you want to go faster and easier. So I just wanted to share this with you for some inspiration in case you're feeling like, man, I think I want to quit and give up because I'm not seeing an immediate return on my investment. You know what? The things that are truly worth investing into are the things that you don't get a return on tomorrow. When you do see that return, it's very valuable. It's priceless because it will be for years and years and years, and it will keep compounding for you and working in your favor as long as you're willing to continue with it. So don't quit, don't give up, and keep hanging in there. If you are interested in learning a little bit more about us, you can join the Facebook group, Pin Traffic Power. We'd love to have you in there. Contact me if maybe you don't have time to do the work with your Pinterest marketing. Contact me and I can certainly do a call with you or do an exploratory. You can fill out our application to find out if maybe our agency with management services might be right for you. We also offer some courses to help you so that you can at least get started and get moving. And the sooner you get started, the sooner you're going to get your return back on your investment. So have a great day and have fun pinning. Just enjoy the journey. You're doing great.